John Campbelljohn from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Canada. And we're going to talk about this little gadget here that I created just a little while ago called the Capo Slide converter. So if you happen to be someplace where there isn't a lap guitar and you just show up or something to jam with somebody and all they can give you is a solid body electric guitar, you could just throw this in there.
It's a bit of a nuisance having to drag so many guitars around, especially when I fly to Europe on a fairly regular basis. And if I have to travel light, for example, I'll leave the square neck home, bring this along, and I just snap this on. I got an automatic square neck for me. It just works great. It's very effective. It works like a square neck guitar, capoed, and has the sustain. And for me, like I'm sure many lap guitar players, it's nice to have that open one chord to bang on, you know. Before you change up to the 4 and to the 5 and the minor 6, etc.
Right.
And so you can keep that open string drone, which is very common with lap guitar players. And so when I change from open D, which I use quite a bit, which is no capo, and I put it on the 2nd fret to change it to E, for example, I could be in the key of E, and I'll have that open E drone to work from, and continue moving on. So for me, that open one chord is essential. And I can get that quite easily with a round neck guitar with the converter capo. So now I'm in A. I can have that open A, and I can chord, and I can do like open notes, for example.
Well, his dad is the one who inspired this, Ken Davidson Sr., years and years ago. And he was a great steel guitar player, as you know.
He was,
right?
you bet.
And a Hawaiian player and dobro player. I remember he used to take a regular steel 6-string guitar. He used to have to loosen up all the strings and then insert this metal nut over the existing nut just to raise the strings up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd play, and then when he wanted the guitar to be acoustic guitar again, he'd have to loosen the strings again, take this metal nut out, and reset the string. So I thought there must be an easier way to do this.
There you got your tension. Bingo.
So it's cleaner. Some players want a higher action, some want a lower action. For example, people who are playing slide guitar might want the lower action. People who want to play steel guitar would want the adapter here inserted so that they have a higher action. You were using this on the regular 6-string guitar, but you were also using it on the resonator guitar.
I have my regular Flint Hill resonator that I use on a regular basis on my live show. And I also have another square neck resonator that sounds somewhat different. And so when I switch guitars, I have the one rig. And so when I plug the 2nd guitar in, the tone changes, and I have to look down in the middle of my show and adjust for that, and both in my technique and in my my pedal board. So I've discovered that by using the same guitar and creating, in effect, a square neck guitar on the round neck guitar, I don't have to deal with the tone change issue. It's just continue on business as usual. So it's great the time I save putting this on as opposed to unplugging, grabbing the other guitar, adjusting for the tone difference. situation, the key of D, particularly for a bass player, or the band leader might want that low E if the bass player is playing just a 4-string guitar, which is just a standard for many, many years. Well, if he doesn't tune the D down, or the E down to a D and remains the E, then it becomes really convenient to put this on, change your key to E, and bang, you're ready to go in the key of E. And you have that open voicing.